Welcome to my select readings of C.S. Lewis's Mere Christianity. Today we are concluding Lewis's thoughts in the chapter entitled, We Have Cause to Be Uneasy. Lewis is in the process of explaining why human beings should be afraid of a God whose essence is absolute morality, given that human beings do not come close to meeting that measurement even in our best moments. Lewis wrote, Now my third point. When I chose to get to my real subject in this roundabout way, I was not trying to play any kind of trick on you. I had a different reason. My reason was that Christianity simply does not make sense until you have faced the facts, the sort of facts that I have been describing. Christianity tells people to repent and promises them forgiveness. It therefore has nothing to say to people who do not know that they have done anything to repent of, who do not feel as if they need forgiveness. It is only after you have realized that there is a real moral law and a power behind the law, and that you have broken that law and have thus put yourself wrong with that power, it is after all this, and not a moment sooner, that Christianity begins to speak to you. When you do know that you are sick, you will listen to the doctor. When you have realized what your moral position is, you will begin to understand what Christians are talking about. They offer an explanation of how we human beings got into our present state of both hating goodness and loving goodness. We want the world to be good, but we ourselves reject the moral law almost every day. They offer an explanation, these Christians do, of how God can be this impersonal mind at the back of the moral law, and yet also a person. They tell you how the demands of this law, which you and I cannot meet, have been met on our behalf. How God himself became a man to save men from the disapproval of God. It is an old story. And if you want to go into it, you will no doubt consult people who have more authority to talk about this than I have. All I'm doing is to ask people to face the facts, to understand the questions Christianity claims to answer. And they are very terrifying facts. I wish it was possible to say something more agreeable, but I must say what I think is true. Of course, I quite agree that the Christian religion is, in the long run, a thing of incredible comfort. It begins in the dismay that I have been describing. And it is no use at all trying to go on to that comfort without first going through that dismay. In religion, as in war, and frankly everything else, comfort is the one thing you cannot get by looking for it, by making it the most important thing. If you look for truth, you may find comfort in the end. But if you look for comfort or ease or satisfaction, you will not get them, and you will not get the truth, for you will settle for warm and cuddly and wishful thinking to begin with, and in the end, you will have despair. Sadly, if there is anything that appeals to human beings, it is ideas that seem to offer comfort and a sense of self-worth without much effort. Most of us have got over the pre-war wishful thinking about international politics. And here Lewis refers to the hope in the Western European nations in the late 1930s and early 1940s that Adolf Hitler might be reasoned with, that there was a diplomatic solution that would avoid war or end it quickly. By 1943, that idea was not realistic. It is time, Lewis declares, that we also face reality in regard to religion. And so, at the end of this chapter, we have cause to be uneasy. Lewis has shown that the power behind the universe, the creator of all that exists, is an all-powerful and all-good being that is very much like a great mind. That being said, it is frighteningly clear that human beings do not obey the law of human nature that has been given to us. And this is why we have cause to be uneasy. I thank you for your kind attention.